to this world. It actually dramatically increases your field of view, and it's like you're in this plaza somewhere in Italy, right? It's really just fantastic.
And notice the tables aren't warped, the chairs aren't warped. Well, let's go back to the way it was.
Okay, turn it off, Sean. So that's
oh no!
It's painful. It's painful.
Oh no!
Please give me simultaneous multi-projection. Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Sean.
You got it. So let's go back to...
I'm
sorry, go ahead, Sean. Justin, sorry.
You want to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay, no, it's
ready.
Just...
It's hot. It's in hot, though. Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel?
Tom, we talked earlier, remember?
It's pretty exciting, though. I get a little goosebumpy when I look at it.
Is this on the internet?
All right. So
Tom,
I know you know what you're looking at.
Tom,
yeah.
Fish, is it me or is it? Can I just, Tom?
Yeah.
Could I do this for a second?
Yep.
May I just finish?
Got him.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. All right. So, what is this? What do we have? Can we go back to the original slide, please, Tom? Please.
The original slide.
The way. Go back to the slide.
The slide.
Okay. So now we have. Tom, you do it.
What's that? Okay, so let me just explain what I think we're looking at here. This is VR. And in VR, you actually have...
Tom, I was being sarcastic.
Oh. I wish I could see your face. I bet it's not happy.
Guys, I'll be right back. Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
We talked, remember?
Yep.
No, he's my best guy. You should see some of the other guys. Okay, so can I? So we saw multi-projection into 3 displays, and the fact that we could display into those, project into the three displays, 3 viewports, and be able to independently control them allows us to fix the warp, the distortion that otherwise would have existed. There are other ways that we could use simultaneous multi-projection. So, for example, if we're in VR, okay, if you can just go to the VR but don't do anything, please. Tom, if we can go to the VR configuration, but please don't do anything. No, not, well, how's this? Without the lens, there you go. I'll let you know when it's the next thing to do, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. All right, and so I'll pay you double.
Sweet. I'm in.
I'll give you whatever you want. Just let me finish my job before DreamHack actually starts. Okay, so this is using multi-projection of the same world now into 2 eyes, okay? Now, when you're seeing something in stereo, of course, you see 2 different projections. Now, why this is really valuable, now, before I tell you why this is really valuable for us to do the independent viewport control, the way that you enjoy VR is you put a lens, because your eyes are so close to the display, you can't focus on it. And so you put a lens in front of it, you put a little lens, it's like a magnifying glass, and now you can enjoy the display that's literally an inch away from your eyes, and you could look at that display. However, as you know, all lenses have distortion. All lenses have distortion. And so let's go ahead and put the lenses in. And so I was hoping to see distortion. Tom and I didn't rehearse this, which I think is apparent, And so what you should see is this. You're projected into the beginning, the front of the lens. And when it comes out of the back of the lens, it's now distorted. And the way that we solve that problem is we pre-distort the image. We stretch it out all really far on the edges. We pre-distort the image. Then now when it goes into the lens, when you look at it, it actually looks right. The problem with that is that because we rendered all these stretched out pixels that we are never going to show, you never see it. We rendered it for nothing. We wasted a whole lot of performance. And you know that it is so difficult to achieve performance at all in the first place with VR. We're trying to achieve 90 frames per second, and it's so difficult to do so. And so as a result, we can't afford to waste any pixels. The way we solve that problem is this. Instead of those 2 projections that you see, we turn those 2 projections into 4 projections per eye. Then we orient those 4 projections in such a way, such that the image is distorted properly coming in. And we don't have to stretch it all out. So we distort effectively the viewport transform. And now that it goes through the lens, it comes out on the other end.
Sorry. I know. Sorry. It's coming in hot.
We still love you, Tom.
There you go.
We still love you. And so now notice what's actually happening. The 2 viewports, the 2 projections, are now broken up into 4 projections each. And each one of the 4 projections are configured to be lens matched. We call that a lens match shading. And so as a result, the 2 projections became 8 projections, but they're all single pass anyhow. And they're configured so that it distorts the image properly. And now we render and shade and process each one of the pixels in the most conservative possible way. No waste whatsoever. To waste as little processing as possible. The flip side of not wasting is you get a huge boost in performance. And so it just depends on what experience we're talking about. It could be 40, 50, 60% boost in performance. And so here you are, you have GeForce GTX 1080. That's already way faster than a Titan X. And then now you get multi-projection through your stereo, and you get a huge boost on top of that. Well, as I mentioned earlier, not only do we get multi-projection on 16 different viewports, all configured independently, all in one pass, all done in the pipeline, we can also project to both eyes in stereo in one pass. And so let's take a look at the implication of that. And so now you're looking at a particular experience. This is VR experience. And this is a very, very, very lovable monster. It has an enormous amount of geometric complexity. The more geometry you have, of course, the richer the character looks. The more geometry you have, the more lighting you have to do, the more shadowing you have to do. And so the amount of processing is actually quite significant. Remember, you're running this on a 1080. This is now the fastest GPU in the world. You're running on a 1080. And now, as you can see, there's a little bit of stuttering. Let's take a look at the frame rate counter, please. This is on a 1080 running about 60, 70 frames per second. Now, 60, 70 frames per second is really, really fantastic, but not in VR. When you're in VR and you want to see everything in 90 frames per second, so it's silky smooth, so that the latency is as short as possible, any stuttering really gives you a little bit, kicks you out of that sensation of virtual presence. And so you really can't afford to have any stuttering. Now, let's turn on single pass stereo. Let's just enjoy this monster. Let's just enjoy the presence of this monster. She's so beautiful. Could be a he, could be a she. No, I would not call this Tom. Hey, Tom, I'm not doing this. This is the audience. It's the audience. 96 frames per second, single pass stereo, unbelievable. All of this because of multi-projection. Ladies and gentlemen, some simultaneous multi-projection.